What is good, Trap More Gang Squad? What is going on, people? I hope you are very well today. I hope you're having a blessed day. I hope you're having a solid morning, evening, or whatever time of day it is. I'm very excited for today's video. We might have to get a little bit emotional today. I don't know what's going to go down, but this video should be very interesting. Now, I don't know if you caught my recent video all about the life and career of currently incarcerated LA legend and rapper O3 Greedo. In that vid, I basically told the entire story about how O3 Greedo kind of rose to fame, unfortunately caught a pretty serious case for drug trafficking, and ended up catching a 20-year sentence which he is still serving to this day. After I told his story, at the very end, one of the most recent pieces of information or communication that's actually come from Greedo himself is a social media post where he essentially calls people out for profiting off of him, for selling Greedo t-shirts, or just generally saying free Greedo, but not actually showing him love, not actually writing him letters while he's in the can, and not actually sending him money, or just acknowledging his existence and his legend status. So at the end of that video, I decided that I would make things right and write Greedo a letter directly in jail, just to let him know that we appreciate him, that we love him, that we're thinking about him, and also to show that love and that respect, considering the fact that I'm making a video about Greedo. I'm doing the things that he was annoyed that people were doing. I'm not selling fake free Greedo merch, but I did spend my time putting together a video about the guy, and that does benefit me in some ways. So it's only right that I show him that respect, get in touch, and give him the acknowledgement he deserves. Now, when I did this video, I'd already been considering for a while that I wanted to get in touch with some incarcerated rappers who were in jail, give them their acknowledgement that they kind of deserve, especially if it's a rapper that achieved a lot in music before they went to jail. Perhaps there's somebody that's maybe been a little bit forgotten about or disrespected, and I just felt that it would be a really cool kind of ongoing series where I got in touch with rappers, maybe people that I've talked about on the channel before, maybe people that I've never mentioned, who we love their music, we love their history, we're fascinated by their story, but some of those people are sat in jail having a real hard time. Now, regardless of what they've done or why they've ended up in jail, I think that it's nice to just be able to get in touch with those people. It's one of the few privileges that they have, to be able to just have basic communication via a letter with the outside world. Just let them know that we're still thinking about them, let them know that they're still relevant, and just maybe ask a few questions, try and find out a little bit about what their life's been inside and whether they've had any reflections. For me, the first name that comes to mind with this is Tay-K. Now, if you haven't seen my kind of extended documentary on the main channel about the case that Tay-K got that led to him getting a pretty significant jail sentence after his song The Race went viral, go and check that out. You can educate yourself on Tay-K's story and kind of the pretty tragic case that ultimately unfolded after Tay-K kind of got into everyone's public consciousness. So today, I want to just go through the process, see if we can easily get in touch with Tay-K. I'm not even sure what the process is for where he is currently. We'll take a quick look at maybe some of the messages that he sent recently so we can kind of get an idea of where his head's at, and hopefully just send him a simple message, just getting in touch, check in on him, see how he is, ask him what life's like in there, and maybe we'll hear back from him, maybe we won't, but I'm really excited. Let's have a go. Let's take a look at Tay-K's social media and just see if we can find a way of getting in touch with him. Big Tay-K, Tay-K47 Shouty, still on here. Followed by O3 Greedo, ironically, which is it's kind of funny considering. His most recent message here is kind of referring to Black Lives Matter. He's basically saying that he's been trapped in this cycle since he was 4 years old. His dad got locked up, his mum lost custody of him and his sister. He's had to be in foster home since he was 13. He was actually forced to leave home at 15 after he was labeled a runaway, and that's what pushed him to kind of engaging in the kind of tough street activity that ultimately led to him catching a really serious case. So it seems like whilst Tay-K has been inside, he's thought a lot about what's happened to him. Maybe he's gone through a lot of introspection and self-reflection, and this was also an important post. I want to apologize to all my fans and my supporters for letting my management and label convince me that it wouldn't be a good decision to speak out against the way the media makes me look and the complete lies they spread. But I'm going to make sure the truth about my life and my character gets out with or without management or a label, and whoever don't like it, F you. The way the media inaccurately portrays me has affected my life directly, so instead of waiting on my team to get the bright idea to speak up on my behalf, things will be done differently. Of course, I'm not perfect or nothing, but I'm most definitely not this monster they try and portray me as. With that being said, I also apologize for the way I may have presented myself. I was young and inconsiderate. So here's another picture of Tay-K actually in jail. He's got the yellow sliders on, which are kind of a vibe, if I'm honest with you. Live from the gates of hell, free me. Got an article here from 2019 that says Tay-K reveals his prison address so people can send him letters and money. So he's at the Bexar County Adult Detention Center. So let's see if we can get that up. Telephone communications? We want to send mail. I don't feel like I'm quite at the level to call Tay-K yet, if you know what I'm saying. Inmates can receive letters in any quantity. Mail's collected and delivered 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Friday. Incoming mail will be opened and inspected. Okay, so we got to send a postal letter, which I can just do, and I can just do that and print that. Here we go. So we've got Taymor Mcintyre. He's number 1085731, and then the address is Bexar County Adult Detention Center, 200 North Comal Street, San Antonio, Texas, and the zip is 78207. So that is the info. That's the full address that you need if you want to send Tay-K letters. I believe you can send books too. Do not send Polaroid photos. Do not send contraband. Do not send books by Amazon same-day delivery that uses a contract carrier. It will be rejected. Do not send cash, money orders, checks. No nude photographs. No more than 6 photos in an envelope. No photo collages. No photos with hand gang signs. That's an interesting one. No hardback, leather-bound, spiral-bound books. Adult magazines are strictly prohibited. Books must be paperback and sent by well-established bookstores. Cool. Okay. I guess I'm gonna write Tay-K a letter. So let's get into this then. Do I call him Tay-K or Taymor? I think I'm gonna call him Tay-K. Dear Tay-K, my name is Ross. I'm a YouTuber from the UK, and I make videos about the most important people and moments in hip-hop history. About a year and a half ago, I made a video about your music career and subsequent legal case. Your story really struck a nerve with me, and I'm sure many others who had the opportunity to enjoy your music while you were outside. So I wanted to get in touch with you directly and see how you're holding up writing out your sentence. I don't want to fill this letter with judgment. The last thing that Tay-K wants is somebody getting in touch, drudging up old shit, and judging him. I passed my judgments on Tay-K when I made the video about him and his case. The judge passed the judgments on Tay-K when he actually held Tay-K's case and gave him his sentence. So he's currently dealing with the consequences of what he did. So I don't think it's wrong to kind of not focus too hard on that, but I will acknowledge it. I remember when my friend Jay first played me your song The Race while we were on vacation together in Barcelona. I was hooked from the moment that beat dropped and you spat your first lyric. Hard! My head was spinning when I found out how young you were. It was truly inspiring to see somebody so young with all of that talent. I'd love to know, have you continued to write music or rap in your spare time since starting your sentence? And are there other people you have met there that are as passionate about music as you are? I saw in some recent posts on your Instagram that you feel that you've been unfairly portrayed by the media, as well as others that suggest that you were really unfairly disadvantaged in life considering how you'd been in foster care since you were 4. I'm curious to know in more detail about some of the difficult things that you went through in those years if you're willing to speak on it. I know for many, knowing the hardships you went through won't make up for the actions you were convicted of, but for me, I believe the understanding of what you went through before you ended up in the circumstances you're famous for are really important. Having become such a high-profile figure through both your music and your case, I can't imagine some of the pressure that you've been under over the past few years. I know you've been through some hard times, and at such a young age, it must be really tough to make sense of everything that's happened. I just want you to know that there will always be people on the outside thinking of you, your music, and your story, for better or for worse. And there are people who are desperate for an update on how you're doing, and people who would love to know what your daily life is like on the inside. I'd personally like to know, how have you been passing the time in there? Have you been reading any inspiring books that have lifted your spirits? And I know it's hard to imagine, but this last year has been painful for a lot of people on the outside too. I'd like to know, is there any wisdom that you have learned on this journey that might help others deal with the pain and struggle of life? If you want to get in touch, perhaps it would be easiest for you to send a message through your management or family. I can be contacted at my email address, or they can just look up Traplaw Ross and get in touch however they prefer. I'm wishing you all the best on your journey. Take care, Ross. That's my letter to Tay-K. I'm going to have this printed off and sent to him physically, because that's the system that this San Antonio jail seems to use for their letters. And I'd just be really curious to know if he gets back to me. I'm not expecting anything at all. I'm not even sure he's going to like this message. Who knows? Not to belittle any of the obviously bad stuff that Tay-K has done in his career, in his life, some of the crimes that he did, some of the things that he still hasn't actually faced trial for yet are obviously very serious. But I just want to get in touch. I just want to show him that respect and that kind of love and admiration as somebody that I've covered, somebody whose music I've enjoyed, but also somebody that I know has done some bad things, that they are currently paying the price that society has said that they need to pay to atone for what they've done. So that's just my message and a little bit of a reflection maybe on the Tay-K story. If he gets back in touch with me, or if I hear from his team, I'll definitely make sure to update you guys. If you want to get in touch with Tay-K and send him a message, maybe you've got personal questions that you wish to ask him, or maybe his story resonated with you in a certain way, follow that same process that I went through. That address is just at the top of this document here. If you do get in touch with Tay-K or you get a response, get in touch. Let me know on Instagram at Traplaw Ross. Let me know what went went down. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. It means the world to me. And if there are any other rappers you think that I should get in touch to, people that are currently incarcerated, or maybe people that aren't that you just think I should be speaking to, let me know down in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, until next time, it's been your boy Trapmore Ross, and I am out. Peace.